public hearing for our 2022-23 budget. We'll call the meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Mayor Tracy.
Here.
Mr. Pollak.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Welly.
Here.
Mr. Wolf.
Here. Okay. Is it safe to assume those of you that are here either have reviewed or have copy or have whatever it is that you would have questions about? All right, we're going to open the public hearing, and the entire budget is up for discussion. Whatever you feel is appropriate, if you'll just come to because it's an official public hearing, come to the podium and just tell us your name and ask your question.
Gentlemen, I'm Alex Hogan. I live on 7th Street. I've been here in the community about 8 years, give or minus. And of course, I was like the rest of us. We've gone through Hurricane Michael, and the rebuilding has been slow, but it's getting there. But the issue is the budget. And the budget itself, and I do applaud you and Mr. Baber for all the work, because that's a very intense, very complicated budget I reviewed. And I'm not a budget guy either, so I do, I guess I'd say I feel sorry for you if I have to go through each line item. And that is not my intent right now, is to go through each line item. We'll get that to come later. But what I have about three major concerns about the budget in general. The first is the most, I guess, outstanding is the salaries and the perks that go with it. Now, I don't begrudge anyone getting a raise in their base salary, their insurances, and their health. And quickly looking over it, there are some substantial raises from the mayor's position to the council members, big in the council members, all the way down to the city clerk, through the code, and throughout the entire workforce. And again, I'm not begrudging anybody's retirement, but my concern is the timing of it all. We are in some austere times. Everything has gone up. I mean, inflation is killing us. At least it is me. And again, I'm not sure we're in the position at this point in rebuilding that we should be offering raises and enhancing packets on health and insurance. That's just my opinion. I think maybe down the road that may be more appropriate. But at this current time and condition of the economy, I'm not necessarily think this is just plain good timing. That's my first issue. The other issue I have was part of the retirement package itself. I know the council is now going to join the Florida retirement system, and that again is a very costly event. And of course, there are several options to it and how you get in, whether you buy in, you go pension. I'm sure Mr. Bader is the expert on that. But again, that's a costly expense in our overall budget. And the third is the new, I looked at all these job descriptions, the three that we're kind of going to hire. Again, this is a massive job rebuilding. And I'm not going to say the positions aren't necessary. Particularly this development service director that's underneath the P&Z. I mean, we went through a $10,000 budget on P&Z to over $100,000. And I'm going to assume all those are salary for this individual, health, insurance, and all those. But looking at his job description, we're going to ask for a Superman. And I'm not sure you're going to be able to find a guy to fit all these descriptions. So I'm really concerned, do we really need this position? Probably so, but I'm not sure of all these job descriptions. The other one is the parks and recreation. I think we're going to increase that section by one or two people. I really couldn't sort that out very well. Once again, are we in a position to hire and increase the parks and service division? we only have, what, 3 parks? And yeah, we do have a lot of activities going on, but again, that's another cost that maybe we should defer till later on. And let's see, I guess that's about basically it, other than the fact that there was a lot of work put into this. I am concerned with the community. I'm concerned that we go from about a $3 million budget to a $4 million budget. And I always like most people, where's this money going to come from? Is that going to be an increase in our millage, our taxes? You know, that is a definite concern for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people out in the audience. But again, that's my areas of concern that I've discussed with several people in this community, in meetings, and you know, some agree and some don't, but that's okay. That's the democratic process, right? But again, you know, anytime you talk about the pocketbook and the cost of living right now, is this the time to increase our budget? That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Before we move on, Debbie, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I forgot to make sure you were recognized as part of the meeting. Okay. All right. Is there anyone else? I think we'll hear what everybody's got to say, and if we have comments, we'll go from there.
Michelle Miller, Oleander Avenue. I've been in touch with the retirement system, Florida retirement system. I've talked to Adrian a couple times because you know he's in part of that already, and just wanted to get some real clarification on what this is looking like. I'm like Mr. Hogan, age coming on there. You know, I don't begrudge anybody, you know, Adrian especially at his age, retirement's a good thing. Wish I was at his age putting more back as well. But here's some issues or some items. I know that there's 2 plans, and I know that there's several classes, but the 2 classes that this committee could be, council could be under would either be the regular or the elected officers, okay, class. The price between those, the amount the city would pay between those is extraordinarily different. So, I brought y'all a handout, I know y'all love them. This is straight from the Florida retirement system. Miss Lyons sent it to me. And the actual fees from them are the same for 2 of the items, the retirement health subsidy program and their administration education assessment. But the unfunded, or UAL that's on there, there's a big difference in that. The regular plan, you only have to pay 4.23%, where the elected officials is 43.98. That's a huge difference. So the overall difference in these 2 plans is the regular plan. The city would only pay 11.91% versus the elected official would be 57%. That's a huge difference in how much it would cost the city. The good thing about it, if y'all could go with the regular plan, the regular class, is it costs us less as citizens from our taxes, our tax revenue, and you can opt in or out. If you go with the other one, you are in, and it's costing us 57% of the salary from ever on. And Doug, if you know of anything different, you can tell me, because that's what she wrote me.
Okay.
Okay, now, that's one item. So I would hope that if you go through with the retirement for the council, that you would choose the regular class to save us as citizens tax dollars, our city, that money could go toward something else that's very vital to the citizens. The second thing about the retirement plan I want to ask, this is a question so each of you can answer, is buying back your past years of service. That is an option, I know. And I want to know that this council does not plan to do that, because that is extremely expensive to the citizens.
We've answered that several times. We'll answer it
Please
again.
answer it again.
We've said multiple times that there was no buyback program sponsored by the city.
And there's not going to be in the future.
There's no buyback program sponsored by the city at this time. It's not part of, it's never been part of any discussion.
Okay, and I'm hoping that, if it ever becomes a part of the discussion, we will be back to address that.
We're not
process.
dealing with hypotheticals, Ms. Miller. Okay, you asked the question, the answer is again, there is no
Okay.
buyback program sponsored by the city in this budget.
In this budget, I understand that. Okay, so let's address a few other things. The new positions, I'm with Mr. Hogan. I can't see why we're paying administrative assistance positions, all of them, including the new one coming up, over $125,000. That sounds like a very large budget for assistance. The other thing I see is just in general, positions on this current budget plan, just salary, health insurance, taxes, everything that comes into salaries with employees. We have gone from just under 2.5 million to over 5.25 million. So that's almost a $2 million increase, okay, from 2022 to now. And that's huge. So overall, it's over $100,000. So, and these are based on his figures. Now, if those are correct, those aren't correct, but these are on the figures that is on that budget. Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Anybody else? Jerry Wallace, 418 Arizona Drive. I haven't been paying much attention to things going on. So I'm driving around town and watching the building and seeing, nobody's building a little dinky house anymore. They're all building nice places. And so I'm guessing that we're going to have more income from that. Maybe you could tell me. Have you figured that out yet?
Yeah, it's in the budget.
Oh, okay.
But we can tell you, sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the question is.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how much more money we're going to have coming in.
Increase in taxable value.
Yes.
We went up by 31% for fiscal year 22, which is $126 million
Oh. So,
in taxable value.
so we're getting more or less?
31% more.
Okay, 31% more, and there's still building going on. In the first place, as far as the raises go and all that, I am all for the raises. I don't care what you give them. I think the staff needs more money. I think you all need more money. And matter of fact, I've had 3 people call me, want to know if I'm going to run for council again. They heard that everything's going up. I'm not. So anyway, so I think that's 36% more. That's good. So we're right now. What's the millage rate now?
7 mils, sir.
7 mil.
We're requesting to put it to 6.5.
Go to 6.5. Huh. So I don't see anything wrong with what's going on. Matter of fact, I think it's pretty good. And you all are looking at what percentage raise on the council?
Of all kinds,
All people.
all people. Apologize. Take care of that.
What's that old silence your phone sign?
That's right. Silence your phones when you come in.
Uncle Richard's got his head back there.
All right.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
that's all right. So, having been a council member for 2 terms, I think Al remembers that, and I understand what council members go through, and if you're really concerned about the city, you wouldn't have run for council, and if you weren't really concerned about the city, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. So, I think it's great. What is it, $700?
Yes, sir.
700?
For a council member, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. That's good. But I think you're doing a great job, with the exception of maybe one, but that's okay. So I just, no, that was him. All right, so anybody have any questions for me?
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. All right.
I do have a question.
Come on.
I guess I wasn't completely prepared. I never saw the budget. I called the tax assessor, and she told me I should show up here and ask some questions. But I guess my biggest question.
Your name, please.
Pardon me?
Identify yourself.
Oh, I'm Dawn. I'm on Palm Street. You and I are neighbors. We just haven't met.
Oh, hey, Dawn.
Hi. So my tax. Oh, Kornovich. Let me spell it. Kornovic. So my taxes, I bought the house 18 months ago, a little longer than that. My taxes have doubled. And so I just had some concerns about that, but I got some understanding based on the assessor about why they went up. And so you guys have passed the 6.5 for sure?
That's what's happening.
That's what's going to
That's
happen
what's
today.
happening right now.
Okay. Well, I guess I sell mortgages for a living, and I'm temporarily here. I'm kind of a vacationer. We spend a lot of time here. But I have a job in Tennessee, and I sell mortgages, and mortgages hit 6% this week, and they're skyrocketing. You know, housing's out of control. And I just look at my tax bill, and I know it's not a lot, but the difference between 5.6 and 6.5 is a pretty big difference, at least in my budget. And if we take the cost of housing and how expensive it has become here, I mean, I couldn't afford to buy my house again today, and I bought it 18 months ago. Maybe a little less than 2 years ago, I couldn't afford to buy it again, which is kind of sad. And I understand, the economy is changing, and I guess I just wanted to voice my opinion that I hope that our taxes are lower instead of higher. Just because I look around and I know that there's a lot of growth, and you do have a lot of big houses coming in, and my neighborhood is pretty vacant. Most of the houses in my neighborhood people don't live in. I see people come and go once, twice a year. I mean, they come and go. And I understand that their taxes are higher because they're not homesteaded, but they don't also use some of the public amenities either. I don't know. That's all I have to say. And I hope you vote lower taxes.
All right. Is there others?
What's the 5.6 number? Okay.
Are there others?
Now, there's a couple questions. Okay, first I'm apologizing. We went from millions. I think I said millions, 100,000. We went from 525, over 525,000 to 100, I wrote that wrong. Almost 200,000. So it's almost doubled anyway on the just salaries, guys. Okay, so the other question I have about under the city administrator section, We double travel from 1,000 to 2,000. And my big question is uniforms. Why do we have 225 in uniforms?
Go ahead.
You want me to answer?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So under the city administrator splits with the administrative assistant, executive assistant in the office, Julie. She gets a couple shirts. I get a couple shirts each year.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, but I'm like, I don't ever see us in uniforms here.
Well,
This is a uniform.
I have shirts like that.
Okay. So,
We got it.
publications, memberships, and stuff has gone up from 500 to 2,000. That's 3 times more than previous administrators.
Go ahead. Sure.
Okay.
Well, I'm a member of a couple different organizations, as well as we do participate in several different ways to have advice by being parts of those organizations. I pay dues to Society of Human Resources Management, Florida City County Managers Association, and International City County Managers Association. So I can't speak for what this person did before me, but that's what I'm requesting to do. And it's, I think it's within reason.
Okay. And what about fuel? Fuel was $6,500. So my question there is, I know that we're supplying a vehicle to take home to drive back and forth, as well as your fuel for that.
Yes, ma'am. I'm an on-call employee.
And has that been something we've done in the past? I have never
part of
done
the
it.
contract.
The car has been available, but we've had, before the storm, everybody lived here.
Mhm. And now he doesn't have to live here. He bought a very nice home last month, so there's no plans of ever living here. And that was, I thought that was part of our charter and comp plan to
Not
have
part of the charter,
someone.
not part of the charter.
And I know
It's what the city has to do to find people, good people to work. You have to make adjustments when you don't have good housing and you have children that are in school and they want to be part of a good school system, and we felt like that was an appropriate decision.
Well, I can understand letting them live outside the city, because, we were pretty much torn up, but to provide transportation.
No, man, we were level. We weren't pretty much torn.
Yeah. But, nonetheless, the citizens paying for his transportation, I think is a little extreme.
Okay.
Another question I had is on 2 parts of the budget, the Parks and Rec, as well as general maintenance. There are approximately $7,000 for machinery and equipment expenses. I was curious about what kind of equipment the Parks and Recreation need. I think it was $40,000, and general maintenance is $30,000.
What did we put in there?
We had a capital item to that during our budget workshops.
I remember talking.
Lawnmower was one.
Lawnmower and
Vehicles, parts and
Yeah,
recreation.
we prorated the vehicles. There's capital expense.
So this is for purchase of a new vehicle. It is purchase of a new
And
vehicle.
a lawnmower. I thought, those are the 2 I remember. I don't know where the capital sheet is.
New one, some was 7,500 under something else, and I could understand that was equipment for this.
A lawnmower, and we said whatever you can get for public works vehicles at a set number.
We did. So the number is a 0-turn mower for $10,000, a skid steer with a bucket at $60,000 for roads and streets, general maintenance at $25,000 for sheds, which was split up among 5 departments, and then vehicle replacement plan of $100,000 split up.
Political funds.
So how many, is that for people to drive home,
No, man.
City vehicle.
just for local? Just, not for,
Well,
a new one for him
We
to drive
don't
home?
identify them by
Okay.
this one goes home and that one doesn't. So I can't. I think
know.
they're a replacement for in-town,
Yeah.
for our maintenance people.
Yeah. In the past, I know that there was like a fire chief that lived in Weewaw. He didn't get a vehicle, and he was an emergency person. I really find it hard that our emergency people that need to get here don't have vehicles, but our city manager, who is a support person, does.
Fire chief has a fire truck,
He live here?
please. No,
They can't afford to live there.
Well, he will.
well, my point is, to your question, Ms. Miller,
Dr. Miller.
The-
Yes.
to your point, Ms. Miller, you're,
Dr. Miller, yes.
anybody else got anything?
Anyway. I earned it on the phone.
Lorraine Lindsay, I live on Florida Avenue, and I'm on planning and zoning, so I did have a question. You've got equipment at $40,000 for planning and zoning. I didn't know we had anything. What are we getting? What do we have?
Go ahead, Doug or something, go ahead.
Is it the vehicle for the new planning?
No, we have a combined code enforcement to go. She'll be underneath there. She has the vehicle. Development services will take over that entire code enforcement, engineering, planning. There's a complete difference between the planning and zoning.
Exactly, I was gonna say, you need to
Zoning
clarify
board.
that for her, because that's what they're thinking.
There's no budget for the volunteer planning and zoning board.
Oh, no, I'm sure, I understand that.
Okay.
But what is that 40,000 for in equipment?
Go ahead, say,
I don't see 40,000.
I don't know where that number comes from, man.
Did he get more?
Well, that might have been from the original budget request.
It's not on, there's no number.
Okay. Maybe it was the
Took
original
that out, yeah.
budget request.
We originally asked for an
you
additional
hear that? Go ahead, David, say that again, please.
code enforcement.
Yes, that was on the original budget. We took that out at the last meeting.
Okay.
It was part of the additional code enforcement officer in the vehicle for code.
That's right.
We decided against it off code officer.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Others? Yes, sir, come on.
Don't get old. I just want a clarification because I ended about concern about what's paying for this. Would you explain to me how we're paying for this million plus over our current budget? Again, I didn't quite understand how we're paying for this raise increase in wages, salaries, perks. Say something about 36% or
Are you talking about the increase in the ad valorem tax?
whatever that's going to pay for this budget. How are we going to do it?
So we reduced the millage from 7 mils to 6.5.
Okay.
But our value.
Our value went up, our property valuation went up by 31%.
Okay.
So between that, we're able to fund projects related to equipment, supplies, personnel, and services for the public.
Okay. Now, the value of our property, personal property, or what, went up?
Real property.
And who
Housing.
assesses that? The county?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what it is. So we got a 31% increase in value of property.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's going to pay for our budget.
Yes, sir. We are, 85% funded on ad valorem tax. So that pretty much pays for everything.
Okay.
And there's a few other ones, like building permits, is up 280% for the city's.
Yeah, but that's minor
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
When you talk in the big picture, a lot of the stuff
That's
is minor.
$100,000.
Huh?
It's
Well, yeah, I mean, there are some big items here, and I guess back to my original concern, do we really need all those items right now? But be as it may, that's what you guys decide on, whether we actually need it at this point in time. But I just wanted to get a clarification of where the money's coming from. Okay? Because like I said, my home insurance doubled already. Everything else is doubled here, so I'm concerned with where my property tax here also doubled, in the
Only your value
2023.
doubled.
Well, everything else is doubled, so why not value?
Depends what your value does.
I'd like for it to go down, but it won't. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Others?
Linda Hamilton, Highway 98, Chippewa. What do we have put back for reserves? Is that in the budget as well?
Debbie, do you have the current budget reserves? In this budget, we don't have anything set aside for budgeted reserves, but we had a lot of rollover from this year.
Well, right now we have $1,050,000 basic I can't remember off the top of my head, I have to look, but you have to go over, a little over $1 million in reserves.
Is that what we had like prior to the storm? So is that adequate, do you think? Doug, can you answer that to me, please?
Ma'am, we have additional monies that are set aside with the safe harbor, things that we have to require, as well as everything for our utilities. I believe we're in the process of trying to grow our reserves as well. Some items that we're doing to bring in different monies from other organizations. So, ma'am, I do believe it's going in the right direction from where we've been. As much money as we're spending through the FEMA and things of that nature. So, yes, ma'am.
Question answered, thank you.
Next. No one else? Okay. We'll close the public hearing. We will move to the table. The number one item on the list is the adoption of Resolution 22.06, which sets the tentative millage rate. Is there a motion to read in its entirety?
I'll make a motion to read resolution 22-06 in its entirety.
Okay. Second. We have a motion and a second. For the record, that is adopting a 6.5 mil millage rate for budget year 22-23. We have a motion and a second. Any opposition to reading? Any questions concerning the millage rate? Ms. Tammy, please read.
Resolution 22-06. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, authorizing the adoption of the tentative millage rate for the tax years 2022 to 2023, levying an ad valorem tax of 6.5 mils, $6.50 per $1,000 valuation on all real and personal property within said city, which is not exempt under law for the purpose of providing funds for the ordinary and regular requirements of the City of Mexico Beach for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023, providing an effective date. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida as follows. Whereas the city has levied and assessed upon all real property and personal property within the corporate limits of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, not exempt from taxation by the Constitution and laws of the state of Florida, a tentative ad valorem tax for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023 of 6.5 mils upon the dollar of assessed valuation for the purpose of providing funds for the ordinary and regular purposes of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023, said valuation to be based upon the assessment roll of Bay County, Florida. Whereas the tentative millage of 6.5 mils is 15.92% more than the rollback rate of 5.6073 mils. Whereas this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption, introduced at the public hearing of the City Council on the 14th day of September 2022.
Is there a motion to adopt?
Make a motion we adopt the resolution.
Second. Please do OC. There's a motion to adopt. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Pollock?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rowley?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Okay, next on the agenda is 2207. This is to set the tentative budget. Is there a motion to read in its entirety, 22-07?
Motion to read to adopt the fiscal 23 tentative budget.
Second. We have a motion to read and a second. Is there any discussion concerning 2207? Please read.
Resolution 22-07. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, authorizing the appropriation of funds and adoption of the tentative budget for the tax year 2022 and 2023 for the purpose of providing funds for the ordinary and regular requirements of the City of Mexico Beach for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023, providing an effective date. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida as follows. Whereas there is appropriated the sum of $4,158,845 for the general fund for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023 to be used in the operation of the general fund of the city of Mexico Beach, Florida, as set forth in the tentative budget of said city on file with the city clerk. Whereas this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption, introduced at the public hearing of the city council on the 14th day of September 2022.
Is there a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 22-07.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Pollock?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
All right, number 3. Excuse me, ordinance 792. I believe this is to be, is this a first reading or is this in its entirety?
This is a first reading, which also needs to be done in its entirety.
In its entirety, not, okay. Okay,
The other one was the tentative. It's basically the same thing. It's
right.
adopting the
Okay,
same
I
thing
just
as the
want- it
tentative.
doesn't say, I just want to make sure, okay.
Yeah, you-
So it should be not by title only, even though it says it should be
in its
in its
entirety.
entirety, okay. All right, next is ordinance, 792. This is a first reading. Is there a motion to read it in its entirety?
I'll make a motion to read ordinance 792 in its entirety.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion, comments on 792? Please read.
Ordinance 792. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, authorizing the adoption of the millage rate for the tax year 2022-2023, levying an ad valorem tax of 6.5 mils, $6.50 per $1,000 valuation on all real and personal property within said city, which is not exempt under law for the purpose of providing funds for the ordinary and regular requirements of the City of Mexico Beach for the fiscal year 2022 and 2023, providing an effective date. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida as follows. Whereas the city has levied and assessed upon all real property and personal property within the corporate limits of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, not exempt from taxation by the Constitution and laws of the state of Florida, an ad valorem tax for the fiscal year 2022-2023 of 6.5 mils upon the dollar of assessed valuation for the purpose of providing funds for the ordinary and regular purposes of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida for the fiscal year 2022 and 2023. Said valuation to be based upon the assessment roll of Bay County, Florida. Whereas the final millage of 6.5 mils is 15.92% more than the rollback rate of 5.6073 mils. Whereas this ordinance shall take effect immediately upon its adoption, introduced at the special meeting of the City Council on the 14th day of September 2022, adopted at the special meeting of the City Council on the 26th day of September 2022.
So that's the first reading.
Yes, sir, first reading.
All right, moving on is number, number 4. This is ordinance 793. Do I have it? Now, this one says by title only. Is
That
it?
is correct. All the rest will be by title.
Okay, that's that one. Is there a motion to read ordinance 793, which is the final budget for title only?
Motion to read 793 general budget. Just a title.
Title only. Motion to read by title only. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any questions? Please read.
Ordinance 793. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, authorizing the appropriation of funds and adoption of the budget for the tax year 2022 and 2023 for the purpose of providing funds for the ordinary and regular requirements of the City of Mexico Beach for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023, providing an effective date.
Thank you. Next is ordinance 794, the sewer budget. Again, first reading. Is there a motion to read by title only?
I make a motion to read ordinance 794 by title only.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any questions on the sewer? Please read.
Ordinance 794, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, authorizing the appropriation of funds and adoption of the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 for the purpose of providing funds for the sewer fund, providing an effective date.
Thank you. And next is for water, 795. Is there a motion to read by title only?
Make a motion to read 795 by title only.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Again, questions on the water? Please read.
Ordinance 795, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, authorizing the appropriation of funds and adoption of the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 for the purpose of providing funds for the water fund, providing an effective date.
Thank you. And next is the sanitation fund, ordinance 796. Is there a motion to read by title only?
Motion to read by title only, 796 for sanitation fund, fiscal 23.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Any questions on sanitation? Please read.
Ordinance 796, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, authorizing the appropriation of funds and adoption of the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 for the purpose of providing funds for the sanitation fund, providing an effective date.
Okay. Thank you. All of those are first reading. This officially closes the public hearing and the budget. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.